What's up, positive people? You got Dana here, and today I wanted to talk to y'all about the latest little girl to go viral on Dr. Phil and my unpopular opinion about her. So, I'm not sure if y'all caught the Dr. Phil episode of the self-hating black girl, but apparently there's this teenage girl. I want to say she's 15 or 16, I forget. But her name's Treasure. She is from a broken home. Yeah, I can definitely tell that this girl is harboring a lot of hurt in her heart. You got to look in the mirror and not be accepting of what it is you see in the mirror. So basically, Treasure's whole thing is that her, she wants to be white, so much so that she's convinced herself she's white, which is completely delusional because she's a beautiful dark-skinned black girl with the textured hair that comes with being black. She claims that her hair is straight when it's very obvious that she either gets her hair heat straightened or gets her hair chemically straightened, but either way it goes, it is very obvious that her hair doesn't grow out of her head straight. It is very damaged. And I'm not here to bash Treasure because I was that girl probably, I don't know, not at 16, but probably even younger than that. A lot of dark-skinned girls go through a self-hating phase, and I'm not trying to justify Treasure's actions, but I also don't want to get on the bandwagon of people that are actively on different social networks trying to drag this girl. Like, wasn't it just a couple years ago that y'all was all finding it fucking amusing that a white girl was disrespecting her mother, cussing her out, beating on her, hitting on her? And now you have a girl that's coming out of her mouth saying hateful things, just hateful things, saying hateful things. And now suddenly she's way worse. This girl is chasing clout in the same way that Bad Baby was chasing clout. So for me, it's like, sadly, we have gotten to a point where we allow these sorts of characters to exist. And I don't think it's fair that, a Daniel Bergoli can come along and people can find that fucking endearing. A Cardi B can come along and find that fucking endearing. But the minute a dark-skinned girl participates in the same fuckery, it's a problem. So for me personally, she's a kid who's figuring themselves out. She clearly comes from a broken home. I think her sister even got on Instagram and talked about the fact that, her mother doesn't have custody of her even though she was on the show with her. And like I said, I can tell that Treasure has been through some stuff. And yeah, it's easy for me to relate because a lot of us go through feeling that way. And some of us will never go through those feelings of inadequacy. But the fact that she has gravitated to whiteness, like I said, there's a lot more to this than that meets the eye. And the fact that she's going with this full throttle, she's on social media still carrying this shit out, just lets me know she's trolling and clout chasing. But I think the bigger picture for her is to get enough fans to start getting tummy tea sponsorships and not having to fucking deal with her family. A lot of these kids are seeing a means to an end by acting out on the internet. Sensationalism gets you paid right now. Get clickable, get viral, do some shit that's gonna make everybody click on you, whether it's good or bad. The more eyes, the better. And it's like a supernova, as soon as the explosion goes off, they make all the money that they make. They, peter off into obscurity, and then there's a whole new set of viral memes for us to digest daily. So I think that Treasure is banking on the fact that we will forget. And even if we don't forget, I honestly don't believe for a second that this girl's doing any of this for anything other than clout. One of the first things she came out and said on her social media, which I thought was fucking hilarious and genius on her part, was to diss Beyonce. Everybody knows if you trying to get lit up in your comment section, come for Beyonce, come for Nicki Minaj, come for Lady Gaga, come for any of these people with a huge fan base that's rabid about, their queen bee. So, yeah, the girl is very much on a clout mission. We let the little Tays exist. We let the little Vickies exist. Let little Treasure go and get her social media bag, should she see it fit. I think so long as she's not in a position to make any decisions for anybody, who the hell cares what she thinks about other black people? She's literally a child. My bigger issue with all of this is the fact that, if Dr. Phil gave any of a fuck about her, he would have sent her out to therapy first. like really sat down with her family and went like, what makes y'all think that she's on this? Is it like Rachel Dolezal's fault, do y'all feel like? Or like, what is she seeing? What is she influenced by? Why is she spewing this hatred and where is it coming from? I just wonder. I'm very curious about who she got that shit from. You know, kids aren't hateful in that way. You know, they're raised to be hateful, but I don't believe that like that's all her. So I'm sorry that this video was not all crazy cohesive, but for me, more than anything else, this was like one of those unpopular opinions where I'm not trying to justify how I feel, I just can get it. And like I said, I've seen so many other little memes come and go that perpetuate the same racial stereotypes. Like we allow black people to we allow white people to play these sorts of games, and I just feel like the playing field should be even. If Vicky, Daniel Bergoli, and whoever else co-ops black culture is allowed to exist and thrive, then there should be a lane for a treasure. And if you don't want to see her in your feed, fucking block her. But I do feel like that she's allowed to go and chase these ignorant bags with the rest of them. And if she can stand the weather of criticism, then I say, you know, all the best to her, because hell, that's the real cheat code, is doing social media and not giving a fuck about the sort of reaction that you're getting from people on the things that you post. So yeah, if she's got enough confidence to not give a fuck that what she's saying offends, you know, the people that she looks most like, then by all means, maybe she can pander to an audience that doesn't look like her. Maybe she'll get her some MAGA supporters. Who knows, man? Maybe she's like on some Clayton Bigsby shit. Like, who really knows? Who cares? She is a child. I believe this is a phase. I believe this is clout chasing, attention seeking. And yeah, let the chips fall how they fall, but let that girl live. It's really not that deep. So yeah, let me know what y'all think of Treasure down in the comments section below. Regardless, I don't feel like having a debate about it back and forth, but I feel like, you know, she should be able to grab an Instagram coin if she wants to. So yeah, till later. Peace, positive people.